Hey guys, I'm Chad, that's Andy, and we're Team PGR.
Update from the road, day 3.
Yes, 1, 2, 3, yes. Third day, Texas Eagles Canyon Raceway today. 95 and sunny, so it was nice but warm. Got to the hotel kind of late, a little bit out of sorts, or I was anyway. But, yeah. So, but we got out to the track at 8, and Andrew was able to do a track scooter walk, and obviously he's been there before. We had rented a Mustang and taken it to that track a few months back, and it did have 2 matching tires, but other than that, it was kind of a handful. So, Andy got to learn the track, and so today was pretty successful. The car did well. It's chewing the tires, so we're gonna have to keep an eye on that and manage that. But I think we're better off than we would have been had we run the Yokohamas, which again is a great tire, but just would not have lasted for us. So clawed some ground back from our wet skid pad disaster. In the morning, like I said, we got there, and first groups to go out were running through all kinds of oil dry residue, and the grip was bad, and the track seemed like it was maybe a little cold, and
It was almost, the oil dry was almost every corner.
yeah, it was just everywhere.
And right on line.
Yeah. So I don't know what they were doing. Clearly they were trying to treat the track, but the guys, the first 2 groups were just fighting for grip, and they did not have it. So we were in group 4, so that kind of worked in our favor.
Yeah, it was basically clean by the time I got there. No issues at all.
Yeah, so Andy got a 6th in the first session, which is really good.
I backed up to the paddock, or the lineup too far though. That was the interesting thing for the morning. There was a whole bunch of fast guys in our group.
Yeah, right.
And I thought quite a bit more power, especially at high speed.
Started at the back, yeah.
Yes, we started in the back, but then
Yeah, so
within a lap, I was almost on a guy, and halfway through the second lap, I had to pass him.
yeah,
But he was super nice about it.
yes.
He basically got offline, moved out of the way, and let me go. So it slowed us down a little, but not very much.
Yeah, didn't hold you up too bad.
No.
It was a Nissan GTR. It was on the Yokohamas. I think they are the guinea pigs for the weekend, to see if they'll last. Because I have another heavy car. So, but yeah, and then the afternoon session lined up behind Thomas in the GT2 RS, which is a really cool orange and beautiful car. Went out. How'd that session go?
That one went great. Yep, no, much better lines, obviously, having seen it in the morning.
We're running kind of a middle of the road wing setting, and our alignment isn't optimal for lap times. It's kind of a compromise between lap times and more heavily towards reducing tire wear on the road, so on the transits. So we're not maximum attack on the alignment,
Which you can't do in the one lap.
yeah, you just
If you
can't.
maximum anything, you won't finish.
Right, exactly.
It's a marathon.
Yep.
But it still felt really good this afternoon.
Yeah.
It felt really good this afternoon.
What I did was I dropped, I started the pressures kind of where we had been, and we played with them a bit for Grissom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really mess with the car all that much for Memphis, but for Grissom, for the autocross, we played with the pressures a little bit, took some kind of mildly large swings at the tire pressures. And it seems like they like to be cold somewhere around 30, and so hot I just think that that's a risk we don't want to take. Everything's tight, everything's wearing well on the road. We just have to keep the tires alive on the track. I think we'll be in good shape, barring not hitting anything. I guess what I mean is road hazard. So, right. But so now we're on the transit to NOLA.
The other negative thing on the afternoon was that I was trying to catch Thomas.
Yeah,
I think it was.
that's right. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, I think you were. I think you were gaining a little ground on that GT2 RS.
But about halfway through the lap, right after
the third lap of
yep.
3.
Yep.
Yeah, it was 95 degrees out, so the car got unhappy with the battery temps and pulled a whole bunch of power. Middle of the third lap.
Yep.
And that probably added 3-ish to 4-ish seconds on your lap, you thought?
Yeah, I don't know.
We don't know for sure,
guessing.
but yeah.
I'm just guessing.
So we got
But it was
12.
a lot.
Yeah,
It
so we got
slowed down a lot.
12th in the. Yeah, right. Yeah, and it looked slow, but man, the car, from my vantage in the stands, the car is really good in the corners. I mean, it seems even, and I think our shock settings are good. They probably could be better, but neither of us are experts in shock tuning, so we kind of just run with what Mountain Pass tells us to run.
Yeah.
Maybe make an adjustment here or there, but
Which, as you just mentioned, it seems like that's a good idea.
exactly.
The part that they give us works out.
Yeah.
The settings
Yeah.
works out. The wing.
Yep. Really happy with all the parts that we have on the car. You know, our suspension setup is 100% Mountain Pass performance stuff. The wing is Mountain Pass performance. And then we have a front splitter from Meyer EV, which is a really nice piece. I think that the wing and the front splitter are a pretty good aero balance for the car. And because the front splitter, interestingly enough, takes a little bit of the air out from under the car, and I think the whole car is set up slightly as a, you know, it has the full flat belly, so it's got a little bit of a diffuser functionality to it. Probably not much, but something. And probably more tuned for reducing drag overall for the entire car rather than downforce, right? But cutting the air underneath really throws the aero balance forward on the car if you don't have something on the rear as well. And so we ran a few test sessions with just the front lip, and the car was, as Randy Post would say, very assy. So, but putting the wing on balanced it out really nicely, and we've been playing with the wing settings and kind of seeing some of this and some of that. I think today we just kind of left it alone in the middle, right around in the middle.
We sent it basically the same place we ended at Memphis.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Which took there and it seemed to work great today.
Yeah. So it's going to be a tire management game, and then keeping on top of any rattles or loose bolts or anything else that might bite us. But the car seems to be performing well. I mean, we love the Model 3. It's just, I don't know, it's sort of amazing that kind of the first full car designed and built by Tesla, and not with parts from other cars, is so good. I mean, it's been very reliable, knock on wood. It performs well. It's well balanced. The suspension, all the geometry is great, especially when you can get some adjustability into it. So it's been good. So got to do a shout out to
Jacoby.
This video is for you.